Welcome to the Prepper Almanac. Thank you for joining us today. It is deeply appreciated. In today's video, we are going to discuss how a prepper can build a 30-day food supply. And if I give you value in today's video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. And be sure to watch the video to the end because the next video will build upon today's discussion. That video will discuss the top 500 essential survival items for preppers. So we'll discuss food in this video, and the next video will be the items you need, the perfect video combination. Now let's get to it. Let's face it, bad things happen. Hurricanes, earthquakes, floods, wildfires, or man-made events like riots or civil unrest, you name it. A lot of things can happen. These events are sudden and they're disruptive, and they can cripple our communities. The good news is that most disasters don't last that long, and preppers can get through most circumstances with a 30-day food supply. The real concern is when a disaster is widespread and many local, state, and federal agencies fail. One of the first things to go? Access to food and water. Being a prepper isn't about paranoia, it's about preparation. It's about taking control of your own destiny. It's about ensuring you and your loved ones can weather the storm, no matter how bad it gets. Think of a 30-day food supply as your safety net. We have other videos on the channel you can check out that discuss longer time periods to be ready for, such as even potentially a societal collapse when you need to be completely self-sufficient as a prepper. But today, let's chat about having a buffer in case there is a short-term issue, a societal disturbance, or even supply chain issues. This is why 30 days worth of food gives you time. Time to figure out your next move, to get help, and to adapt. Having this 30-day buffer can give you and your family peace of mind as you build your long-term preps. Now, building this supply doesn't happen overnight. It takes planning, it takes effort, and it takes a little bit of know-how, but trust me, it's worth every ounce of sweat. First things first, take inventory. What do you already have? What does your family actually eat? No point in stockpiling sardines if nobody in your family likes them. Start with the basics like canned goods, rice, beans, and water. These are your workhorses, your long-lasting staples. Next, think about variety. Tuna and rice can get old fast. Add some items that add flavor like spices, sauces, dried fruits, and nuts. A little variety goes a long way in keeping morale up as you are trying to get through a short-term disaster or disturbance as a prepper. Here's the deal. Remember, refrigeration might not be an option during some sort of disaster situation as electricity may be out for a period of time. That means learning to love shelf-stable foods. We're talking canned goods and dried goods as mentioned earlier, things that can last months or even years without spoiling. Think about it like this. Each meal is an opportunity to use what you have and make it last. Get creative, experiment now while you can, and don't be afraid to try new things. Now let's get into the building blocks of survival and your 30-day stockpile. Protein is key, folks. Protein keeps you strong and keeps you going. In terms of seafood, consider the following in your 30-day stockpile: canned anchovies, canned oysters, canned salmon, canned sardines, and canned tuna. You'll also need some seeds, nuts, and beans in that stockpile. Be sure to add almonds, lentils, macadamia nuts, navy beans, peanut butter, peanuts, pistachio nuts, split peas, sunflower, and walnuts. And be sure to stock up on soups and stews as well, such as beef stew, beef vegetable, chicken noodle, chili with beans, corned beef hash, and spaghetti sauce with meat. And don't forget about jerky too. All of these last a long time and pack a protein punch. Remember, protein doesn't have to be fancy. It's about fuel, plain and simple, folks. Fuel to get you through the tough and uncertain times. Let's chat about carbohydrates now. Carbs give you energy. You should stockpile grains, such as all-purpose flour, bread flour, brown rice, oatmeal, and whole wheat pasta. Then there are simple carbs like brown sugar, honey, pancake syrup, and white sugar. Of course, get some canned fruit as well, such as fruit cocktail, mandarin oranges, pears, peaches, and pineapple. Canned vegetables are great for your 30-day stockpile as well. Be sure to get beets, black olives, corn, diced tomatoes, garbanzo beans, green beans, kidney beans, peas, stewed tomatoes, and yellow beans. Be sure to get some dried or dehydrated vegetables too. Be sure to get black beans, carrots, corn, onions, peas, pinto beans, potato flakes, potato slices, and some green peppers. And hey, a little treat now and then doesn't hurt. Get some hard candy and chocolate for the kids. These can last a while and provide a much-needed morale boost. Now let's discuss dairy items for your 30-day stockpile. Dairy will be very important. Be Be sure to stock up on butter powder, cheese powder, dry milk, powdered eggs, protein powder, and Velveeta. Yes, Velveeta, one of my all-time favorites. These are some basic dairy items to get you through a short time period of uncertainty. You are going to need beverages in this 30-day stockpile as well. Fortunately, this grouping is pretty easy to put together. You'll need some powdered mixes like coffee creamer, iced tea mix, instant coffee, and lemonade mix. You'll also need some tea bags for your stockpile. Keep it simple with some black tea, chamomile tea, and green tea. Be sure to get some condiments too. Remember, today's discussion is about getting through a 30-day disruption to keep the semblance of keeping things feeling normal for the family, versus some disruptions that could be longer. If something is longer term, this is where other videos on the channel will come in handy, where we talk about self-sufficiency, growing your own food, and gathering must-have physical items that you'll need to accomplish certain tasks. You're going to need to stay hydrated, folks. Let's chat about some water storage tips, because water is life, folks. You can go without food for a while, but without water, not so much. Store water in clean containers and consider adding water purification tablets for extra safety. In terms of container selection, food-grade containers are a must. These are specifically designed for storing food and water. They're usually made of plastic or glass. Consider the number of people in your household and the duration of the emergency. A general guideline is 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 3 days, and ensure the containers seal tightly to prevent contamination. Think beyond water by itself too. Juices, canned fruits, even some vegetables contain water. Every little bit helps. You need to keep your supply fresh too. Building a stockpile isn't about hoarding, it's about being smart. Rotate your food regularly. Use the oldest first and replenish your stock as needed, and keep things organized. Label everything clearly with the date and make sure it's all legible. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. You don't want to be dealing with these details during a stressful time. Look, being prepared isn't about being scared, it's about taking control. It's about knowing that no matter what life throws your way, you and your loved ones are ready. It's about peace of mind. And trust me, that's priceless. So get prepared, stay prepared, and remember, we're all in this together. As we wrap up today's video, if you have any questions or if there are any topics that you would like discussed in the future, let us know in the comment section below. We love to get video ideas from the community. And let us know what you think of today's video as well. We always appreciate input. Be sure to like today's video and subscribe to the channel to learn more about prepping, and share the video with others that may have a passion for prepping or are curious about prepping in general. As I mentioned earlier, today's video is a baseline for what foods to gather for a 30-day disruption. This next video, which will have a link to it in the description below and will be in the top left-hand corner of this video, is titled The Top 500 Essential Survival Items for Preppers. So we discussed the food you'll need in today's video, and the next video will be the items that you will physically need. A perfect combo of videos. Thank you for tuning in to the Prepper Almanac today. It's appreciated.